It's actually I feel more comfortable on the stage than anywhere, I will say, except for when I'm like in isolation writing. I
Right.
don't feel really good writing in front of anybody until it's like complete. But I don't have that thing when I'm on the stage or I'm performing. I just know exactly what to do because I probably put so much pre-pro and preparation inside of my music, so I know what to do when I'm up there. I always say, don't get up there if you don't have good music, if you don't have good songs, if you don't know who you want to be, who you are. I get really upset that people just want to go up there and play, but you're up there to play because you have good music. So by the time I get into the stage, I know exactly what I want to do, who I am, what I want it to sound like.
Welcome to Ira's Everything Bagel, where I talk with intriguing people about everything, their passions, pursuits, and points of view. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I appreciate it. Well, my guest today is singer-songwriter Brett Hellings. He's assembled an extraordinary lineup of musicians for his new single and video, Chance on Love. The track features Richard Fortus, guitarist for Guns N' Roses, Darryl Jones, longtime bassist for the Rolling Stones, legendary drummer and bassist Charley Drayton, known for his work with Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, Bob Dylan, and Johnny Cash, and acclaimed multi-instrumentalist Carey Frank, who has performed with Bruce Springsteen and Michael Bublé. Chance on Love is described as a soulful power ballad that speaks to the many dimensions of love, celebrating our shared humanity and the life-changing possibilities that come when you take a chance on yourself by taking a chance on someone else. We're going to talk about the story behind the song, the collaboration behind it, and Brett's evolving journey as an indie artist. And for more about Brett Hellings, visit hellings.music, and you can follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Hellings. And Brett, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, a pleasure. So, okay, why is it you chose the road of indie artist as opposed to being a plumber?
Well, I don't know. Plumbing sounds pretty good actually at this point. I was
Steady work.
yeah. I don't know. Indie artist is the way to go if you really want to find yourself in this industry. I think in my view, like if you really want to find who you are as an artist, especially with no artist development really out there. Being an indie artist, I never was told what to do, where to go, or how to figure out my journey. And it was really nice to be in that and have the ability to be in that field and do it that way. A lot of artists need sort of financial backing or something like that, but I kind of did it on my own, and I wanted to really do it for the music. I wanted to find out where I was going to go, no restrictions, and not being compared to anything or trying to fit in some sort of slot or some sort of trend. So being an indie artist has been an amazing experience. It's really hard. It's really hard to do, and you get your ups and downs. But in the long run, I can't be more proud of where I'm at and who I've played with and where I've gotten to. So if you just have that mentality of go find yourself, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I know you. A lot of people know you from Here to Have a Good Time, which was several years ago
Yes.
that you debuted that. And I was listening to it the other day and enjoyed it. And uh, I wanted to have a good time, but I think I was just eating something healthy, and it just having something healthy and having a good time just never works. You got to have something worse than good, healthy stuff.
Yeah, right. You gotta have the bad stuff to have a good time,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's so
Right,
funny that
exactly.
you say that. I will say that song is a particular side to me, and a particular thing for anybody just wanting to have a good time. It's not. We're not always having a good time, are we? And
No.
but that song really fits that. And I was in a mode where I was having a really good time and having some fun. But it's so funny that you say that because my one of my managers, she was saying, not everybody's having a good time, Brett. I said, we're not all having a good time. There's times like if you come to see me in LA and play, and it's a night out, it's a good time. But it's just one facet of kind of what I do, and man, I'm so proud of that song. I was having so much fun at that point in my career. But you grow and you learn, and I'll never take that back. It's one of the
Oh
things that I
yeah.
play all the time. But you grow, you learn that, like you said, it's not always a good time. It could be maybe now a chance to think about your love life, as the lyric goes.
Yeah.
Don't care
Well,
about your life. Like now I'm chance on love, you know? So it's all related to that love thing.
so if you ever
But yeah,
if you ever go the other way, get depressed and everything, you can have one here to have a bad time.
yeah, here to
You
have
can
a
go
bad
down
time,
that road.
right?
Yeah, yeah, that could
It
work.
sounds a little grungy. I like it, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Now, for those who are listening and can't see you, there's a bunch of instruments behind you. Are they all playable?
They're all playable. Even this one, my old girl, she's been beaten to death. I've played her so many times, and I've thrown her around the room, and people have done it, and she's always still works. It's the first thing I kind of go to when I'm about to write a song. Outside of like, and actually, this keyboard right over here is one of my first keyboards I got when I was like 14. So I kept all my original stuff. Even that poster of the Stones in the back
I
is
see it.
a
Yeah,
gift
nice.
from my brother. He owned an art gallery at one time, and he gave it to me. The frame's not on it anymore, but I kept the stuff that was so inspiring to me. I had a need to get anything new, and
Well,
they have sort of magic, you know.
yeah, it's also traditional in a way. You're keeping part of history, your
Oh my
history.
goodness, yes, absolutely. Hopefully, I'll sell it someday for like millions of dollars.
Well,
I don't think I could ever sell my old girl. You know, she's
well,
like such a part of me.
if you're here to have a good time, you could sell it, and that way,
Yeah, exactly. If I'm really here to have a good
yeah.
time, you got to sell it quick, you know?
So now you've grown as an artist, and you now have a new single, Chance on Love. And before we even get into how you decided to write about that, it's an interesting story. You have so many great collaborators. How did you, I mean, you look like, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but you look like you're like 14. So how did you get all these? That's a compliment. How did you get all
Oh,
this?
thank you.
You're
Maybe
welcome.
20. I'll take 24.
Yeah,
I actually just had
yeah.
a birthday. I won't say how old my age was, but it's a lot older than that. I got these guys together through David Davidian, I would have to say. When Alice Cooper kind of got me on his radio show, and David Davidian is the tour manager for Alice Cooper, he took an interest in me. And during like the pandemic and COVID era, he put together this group of musicians and said, "Do you want to go make a record with all of your great material?" And I said, "Yes." And that's when I met Rich, and I met Tommy, and I met Buck, and Buck from Aerosmith, and Tommy Hendrickson from Alice Cooper's band. But really, I met Rich Fortus, who plays with Guns now. And he took we even had more of an interest after the Borderline record that we made during that time, which was in like 2001 and in 2003. And I saw Rich right outside, he would came to one of my gigs in LA in the Viper Room, and I was in the spring of like 223, and he said, "Let's do another one, you know, let's do another record." And that summer is when I really dove into songwriting again, and I really kind of just go back into my old catalog, ideas I might have had, some ideas that worked in the past or didn't work, and for Chance on Love, this one came out of just nowhere. It was one of those channeling things where I'm writing all these things that I'm supposed to write or I think I'm supposed to write, and then all of a sudden something just comes out in me, and I don't really know how or where it comes. And I just am on the piano, and I usually it's because I'm bored or frustrated with something, and I just go, I give up. You know, what am I supposed to do here? And then all of a sudden, you know, the angels come down. So,
So instead of
and
writing here to have a boring time, you came out with Chance on Love.
yes, I'm like, oh my God, don't do the same thing, right? So I did something different. Yeah.
Well, and you got all the guys together, and I think what really helps you as an indie artist is not only that you don't have to answer to a corporate overlord, but you also have technology working for you.
It is, and I demoed all this stuff inside of my basement, and like kind of where we are right now. This is like my studio, and it's changed different spots. But after that, I gave it to Rich, and Rich is the one who kind of came up with this amazing new super group of Darryl and Charley Drayton, which is an amazing drummer. He used to play with Keith. Anybody who's played with Keith Richards is like mind blowing to me. So I got to hear stories and get to have that vibe and that energy that they bring to it. And they've also played for Miles Davis, and they've also played together as a band. So they were a band formed in like a version of the Dead Daisies. So me going into this record, they were already so in tuned, knew each other, best friends with each other. They have keys to their apartments and all kinds of different things. So I just came in going, here's my songs, do what you will. And they really, what the most important thing to me is that they kept it so authentic to really my original demos. They never really strayed off of it because they felt that whatever's been whatever I was doing was already so good. So I was like, wow, that's so cool. And they just put their magical touches on it. So it
So it's
was,
like it was your version of the Wrecking Crew.
yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly like it.
yeah.
Yes. A very, very good example, actually.
I got
Yeah.
you. So when you put the lyrics, you go, you know what? Before I even get into the lyrics with you, let's play a little bit
Yeah. Okay,
of
cool.
the
Sounds
song
good.
"Chance on Love." Here we go. All right, that's just a little snippet of the song. I don't want to play the whole thing, so people go out to your website, hellings.music, and buy it.
Listen,
And
yes. And
and
buy and listen. Listen, most importantly. I don't know how many people buy it nowadays,
all
but
right, let's listen to it then.
yeah.
Well, you got to make money as an indie
You
artist,
do. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. It's hard. It's hard out there. Touring and doing stuff like that is a really big way. And getting into the sync market is also a really nice way of making a little bit of cash. But support your local artists or a regional artist or even popular artists by going to iTunes and buying it,
Sure.
Any dollar. It's just think of it as not like a charity thing, but if you want more music from the artist, go pay for it.
And less of it goes to others if you do it that way. In the old days,
Exactly.
yeah,
And it doesn't
the
go
old
to
days it wasn't.
just anybody. And these streaming services, they don't pay out anybody, which is
Right.
kind of like a little bit of a scam kind of going on within the industry. And I don't know how many people are really putting out the music that we are and the care that we're doing. So it's important to get individual and go to their website and really get into them, go to the shows, support them for merch or buying merch or even vinyls, which we're about to put out, which is really great.
When you started, well, I have a more important question because I don't know if anybody's ever asked you this before, but it's hitting my ear a certain way, so I've got to ask, what is that accent?
This accent is Philadelphia, kind of New York, Philly, East Coast.
Okay.
But I lived out in LA for a very long time, so I have the melting pot.
Yeah, you do. You do. Well, how is it though? I when I complimented you earlier, and the audience has to excuse my stumbles occasionally because it's pollen time, they know me. But when you started out, how is it that you're able to sustain an independent artist career and not appear to be jaded? In other words, I gave you a
Ooh.
compliment earlier about how young you look, but it's also you don't appear to be the typical jaded musician look. How do you do that? Is it makeup? Is it lighting? Is it alcohol? What is it?
Acting. Come
Oh,
on, you have to
acting.
be yeah, you got to act. You
Okay,
don't
fair
really want to know my deep dark thoughts, right?
enough.
That's a good question. I've never been asked that one before, but I like that one. It's hard. It is definitely hard. You know what has kept me not jaded is gratefulness. I think being grateful every day, knowing that I get to do what I want to do and my music and work with these people and get to do it my way. I just don't see anybody else really being able to do that in my world. And if they do, I respect them. I respect the people that had to do a lot of different things that they didn't want to do to get where they are. But for me, just to get to do and hear it and express it and have it perform the way that I was inside, I think it's just so authentic that I would never give that up. How could you be jaded about that? Of course, you get down and you get discouraged and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you want to do. You get to be a rock and roll singer.
Oh
How
yeah,
how
no, exactly.
So that's what I keep in the back of my head, and the other is just alcohol and acting.
Does it
I
help having a couple of kids? Does that help too?
Oh yes, yes. And I have a little girl that I actually had when I was writing Chance on Love, and she helped me out. Amazing. Oh my goodness. She is the light of my my life, you know. Nightingale is her name, and she helped me realize to slow down. And Daddy, it's okay, and everything's good, and you're a rock star, you know, in her eyes, you know. It's like, and she likes my music, which was really nerve-wracking for me. I think more than just having a baby, I was like, oh God, I hope she likes my music.
Yeah, just wait till she turns 13.
Yeah, and then she's gonna hate it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
you're going to be
Just
the
a year.
anti-hero at that point, I think. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't like anything he does. So I'm cherishing cherishing the moment.
How do you work your schedule? In other words, because you have a family, so do you have a set time that you're working on music and recording, or
I
is it
do.
just at, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely difficult when you have a family, and especially traveling. And I
Yeah.
work a lot with my my girlfriend, who's like a co-manager of mine, and
You
we
have a
kind
lot of
of.
co-managers. I wanted to tell you that,
I
Brett.
know. Well, I've had a lot of managers. I only really have one manager now.
Okay.
Nighty is also, which we call Nightingale, is also a co-manager of mine. We
You're
work
the
around.
you're the equivalent of what the executive producers are in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You have 1,800
Exactly.
co-managers.
All the front screen credits, right? Executive producer, co-executive
Yeah.
producer.
For 20 grand, you could be a
Yeah,
co-producer
you
with
could be
Brett
a
Hellings.
co-producer.
Go to
I,
Hellings.music and contribute now to be a
Yeah, contributing
co-producer.
parties, please bring them, bring them our way. It's difficult. I spent a lot of time taking moments with songwriting, like weekends. You know, anytime the grandparents can maybe watch her. Even with her, I liked her being around because she's got great taste in music. She comes from me, so it's like really interesting
Excellent.
to see her, listen, see what she reacts to as a young person. But I'm always just thinking, maybe not like going down to a serious session or whatnot, but I'm always coming out of the shower or thinking about it on, when I'm out there swinging a golf club, or, taking an Uber somewhere or going out one night. I'm always just in the song thinking about a cool concept, a cool lyric that could relate and is personal to me. And
Mhm.
then writing that, and then really you're just waiting for, whatever that divine thing that it's like, oh, whoa, what is that? That is cool. I've never heard that before. And really trying to capture it. And now it's a little bit easier, like you said, with technology, even though it's kind of destroyed music and the authenticity of it in a way. It's very easy for me to just pick up a phone and just hit my voice memo and get that ID down and work on it later. And so it's really cool. It's like it's a pro and it's a con, but I like to think about the positive things that we can get from it. I get
Oh,
to
yeah.
still continue to create the music that is coming to me and what I want. And I love the fact that the guys that I got to play with wanted to keep it that way too. So that was really important. And I can't wait to do it again with them. We were just talking about, we just need to keep pushing this out because I'm always writing. I'm like, that's what I really did when I didn't really kind of make it per se or whatever. I was just always just down in my basement writing and writing and writing. And so I don't think a lot of people get that sort of development. So I feel like I have like a little bit of a power within that time of that isolation of just writing for decades,
Mhm.
that I can get down there and do whatever I know I can nail it, and I know I could put out good music for myself and for whoever's listening.
It's almost it's almost as if you're exercising a muscle.
It
And
really is. And it's
yeah.
a really weird muscle to exercise because no one really does it. So, and everybody's so amazed when they kind of come around and like, what are you doing? Are you writing a song? I'm like, yeah. And I don't really know how I'm doing it. I just know that I've tapped in enough times that I know when something sounds good
Yeah,
and
it's the
really.
subconscious is coming to you and
Oh, yeah.
the universe, and there's other metaphors for it. But
Oh, my
whenever I
goodness.
talk,
Oh, anything good and
yeah,
anything more higher than yourself, really.
whenever I talk to creative people, they say it just starts channeling through you, and you can just
It is a channel, and I know a lot of people say that, but when you really think about it, it doesn't come to you any other way because I've tried to force it, and
right,
forcing it is, it really, you might be working on something and for years, and then all of a sudden you know why you were working on it because it comes to you in a moment.
right.
And it is the patience and the belief in yourself to really kind of stay on that path. Don't get discouraged. Just know that it's all part of it. And that discouragement sometimes fuels you to capitalize on whatever is happening in that moment. I get up many times when I have to pee in the middle of the night, and it's like, gosh, I have this song in my head. I'm so tired though. I have a baby. It's like, go down. and write it or just get something down. Just always be in it and engulfed in it, but don't force it because forcing anything, we all know what that turns out like, you know.
Well, I think everybody knows that if you wake up in the middle of the night and an idea comes to you and you think you're going to remember it and go back to sleep, it doesn't work. You got
It
to
does
record it.
not. Please do
Yeah.
not. Not everyone is Keith Richards because he
Yeah.
seems to be the only one that's done that. But he always had a tape recorder right by his bed too.
Yeah,
He doesn't
exactly.
even remember writing half the stuff that he's done. But you always, if you're going to remember it too, but always record it. Always put something down because it's going to turn out different anyway. It's going to turn out into another thing when you give it to someone like Rich.
Right.
You give it to your bass player like Darryl. Oh my gosh, he's going to turn it into another little thing and another little thing. Just make sure that the essence of it and the purity is still there.
You're metaphorically writing a bass line, and then from there you can build on it. And
Oh, you could build anything on it, especially an idea. An idea is kind of like a sound, but also it was always really hard for me to write lyrics back in the day, but I was always really great at writing concepts and what I was trying to communicate. Then the lyrics came. Don't try to write anything. Just when it comes to you, you'll know it. And you hear a cool line, always be, ear to the ground sort of thing. Anybody that's talking, anybody that you hear saying a cool little thing, just make sure you're like paying attention. If your mind's on it, just like anything you do. If you're obsessed with it, maybe obsession is a bad, description of
focus,
it.
you're focused on it.
Focused, maybe even obsessed. Just be in it.
Yeah.
Always be in it, but don't be too much where it takes away from all just living life because that's what you have to do to write
Yeah.
songs. The songs don't just come from writing songs. Songs come from being a dad, falling in love, falling out of love, doing all kinds of different things.
Taking a chance on love.
Taking a chance on love. I like
Good
that
one
one.
as well. Now I know why you're not a plumber, because if you a plumber gets the work done, it's finished. He goes to bed. He doesn't have to worry about waking up and an idea coming to him. He just
No, he
knows.
doesn't. He just makes he has to just make sure he gets back to bed and goes. But yeah, I
Yeah,
have to.
he's got his tools. He's going to fix the same stuff the next day.
No, I have to. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the night still fixing the link. You
Yeah,
know what
no,
I mean?
he's plumbers are vital to our country. They don't get enough credit, but
It was so
artists are
funny that you were
also.
talking about plumbers because we just had some over here and our dishwasher was kind of not doing so well. And I was just thinking about how important this person is. I always think about how important trash men are too, because I was like,
Oh
oh my God,
yeah,
if I miss one trash day, we're screwed,
oh yeah,
It's like,
especially when it's hot. Yeah, yeah.
oh, and it's hot and there's diapers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's over, man.
oh, God bless plumbers and
I
artists.
know.
You
God
know, as
bless
well.
trashmen and plumbers.
That's
Rock
your
on
next song.
forever.
I think you got to do
I
a
think we
Trashman
did
and
it, right?
Plumber song. Yes, I want 10% for
Oh,
my
all
idea.
right. 10%
Thank you.
only if you write it a little bit with me. Do
All right, I
background.
can do
Love
that.
it.
I can do that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And anything that's bad, we'll flush it down.
Yeah, we'll just flush it down
Yeah,
the
well, yeah,
toilet
we'll
or
do
throw
it.
it out,
Yeah,
right?
or throw it out, right? And if we can get an electrician in there, we'll get a charge out of it.
Woo! Oh, I love it. Yeah, we'll get some money out.
So it's good. So now
Oh, that's too good.
when you're out on the road, uh, or performing at a club, it's so
Yeah.
different from when you're there in the basement writing, right? In terms of solo.
So different. It's actually I feel more comfortable on the stage than anywhere, I will say, except for when I'm like in isolation writing. I
Right.
don't feel really good writing in front of anybody until it's like complete. But I don't have that thing when I'm on the stage or I'm performing. I just know exactly what to do because I probably put so much pre-pro and preparation inside my music, so I know what to do when I'm up there. I always say, don't get up there if you don't have good music, if you don't have good songs, you don't know who you want to be, who you are. I get really upset that people just want to go up there and play, but you're up there to play because you have good music. So by the time I get into the stage, I know exactly what I want to do, who I am, what I want it to sound like. So I envision it even before I get there. So it's very easy for me to get up on stage. And I'm about to do it next month at the Whiskey. So I've played the Whiskey so many times over since my 20s, and I'm just grateful to be able to go back there and do my thing. But it's very easy when you already know what you're about to do and envision it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a sports player envisioning them winning, some sort of a big sports program or the Super Bowl or the Masters or whatever. Envision what you're about to do, but it's so easy when you have the preparation, when you have the music to back you up and a great band. You can't lose.
When you get on stage, are you aware? Because I'm aware of it talking with you, and we've just met. There is, not with every performer, but, and it's crucial to a lot of performers, some not if they're overly talented, they don't need this factor. but there's a
Mhm.
likability factor that you have. So in other words, people see you on stage, you're relaxed because you, as you said, you've prepared. You know what you're going
Yeah.
to do on stage, so you're relaxed, and you have what I think is a likability factor that endears you to the audience even more, in addition to the music.
Absolutely. I think it's the most important just to know what you're doing up there because you're kind of like a leader in a sense of you're the channeling between the music and them. So if you know what you're doing, you are there writing every note, you are there writing every lyric, and you are there putting the set list together. You are there in all facets of the music. It's easy to get up there and communicate to them, hey, let's get up, let's get into it, this is what it's about. I rarely talk in between songs. I don't really like people that try to explain songs. I like people that try to interpret songs because that's what it is. It's all a big interpretive game. So if you're just nice, and that like you said, that factor of I'm here because I just want to give you good music. I'm not here for you to particularly, I want you to like me, but I want you to really like the music. I really want you to like what we're doing here. I think a lot of people get that all confused. You know, you're not there to just be liked. I mean, Iggy Pop wasn't liked when he first came out. And now he's playing Coachella, you know?
But I think it's an added feature to the music and the performance by having that likability factor.
I think so. And I've always tried to have it because I never wanted me to get in the way of the music. I just want to be
Mhm.
kind and nice and good. I don't really even have an opinion as much as this is my art and whatever you want to take from it, that's what it is. It's not up to me for you to force you to like it. I just want you to listen. And then if it does touch you, then I've done my job in some sort of way. And it won't touch everybody. So I think it's really important to have that likability thing. And and if all else fails, I just smile, you know, and just things are
And you kind of
you know,
what's the word you I can't think of the word, but it's you smile and you work your way through it.
it's like we're gonna do this together, right?
You power
'Cause
your way through it. That might be it. You power
yeah,
your way through it. So that's
power the way through. I've
yeah.
had some gigs where I've had to do that, and it wasn't all sounding great, but I can't tell you enough when I know that what we're about to play, and I know that inside and out, the song just comes to life because it is alive, and I become alive through it. So I really rely on the music and my players and everybody that went into making it so much rather than just myself, you know. And then of course,
Right.
you know, my Lord and my inner soul and my inner Savior. So it's really important to be in tune with yourself. I know that sounds kind of cliche. And how do you get there? You get there by just knowing it and spending time with it. And if you do that, you'll be there.
Before I let you go, what have you got coming up next?
So we got the whiskey May 6th, which is going to be a really nice little thing. It's kind of like a showcase for us. We're playing with a band called Red Voodoo, and they're a really cool band.
And since people watch and listen from all over, you're talking about the whiskey in Hollywood, of
The
course.
whiskey in Hollywood, California. Yeah, that's kind of where I cut my teeth on the Sunset Strip. So I always kind of go and play the whiskey. It's a fairly famous
Been
spot.
around for probably since the 60s.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if Jim was playing there,
Yeah.
Janice
Oh
and Jimmy
yeah.
and the Stones and all my favorite bands, but it's still alive. It's one of the only venues that is still kind of up and running over there. The Viper is still gone and going, but the whiskey stays alive, and we're playing there. And then we're doing some tour dates in Mexico, I think, during the summer, and then we're going to come back to New York and maybe play the Cutting Room or some, Bowery Electric or the Bowery Ballroom, maybe even. And but just doing boutique little
Mhm.
shows here and there and releasing more material. We'll have a 6 song EP. We had seven, we cut it down to six by the end of the year for you guys. And we'll have music videos with them. So go to Hellings.music and check it out. And all of our handles are all Hellings Music, and just Google us. And
Yeah. And also they can get your tour schedule on there as well.
you could get the tour schedule. We have new merch coming out with Chance on Love, big heart. I drew this heart that I gave to a really amazing artist out in California named Cortez, Harley Cortez, and he put this amazing art together for the front cover. But we're using it for some merchandise. So if you come to the whiskey, you get it. You get it off our website. If you want a really cool T-shirt or something like that, you can always get that off our website. So
Well,
tour
I
dates
heard
will be
also
there.
there's rumors that on Hellings.music you also can get plumbing supplies. Is that true?
Plumbing supplies, trash bags, anything you want, you know. And if you in the spark of being an electrician, see my my manual for it. We do it
Yeah.
all around here, right? Everything, the everything bagel.
No, that's great. Well, that's a great way to leave it. My guest has been singer-songwriter Brett Hellings. His new single is Chance on Love. And we mentioned for everything about Brett, you can go to Hellings Music. And of course, you can go to all the social handles at Hellings. And
Yeah.
it's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and probably several other. Brett, thanks so much for being on the
Oh
show.
man, it was such a pleasure. It was such a breath of fresh air talking to you, and let's do it again.
Yeah,
What do you think?
absolutely. We'll
All
keep it
right.
up. Absolutely. And join us every Thursday for a new schmear on Ira's Everything Bagel.